Fear. Fear is something that has held back a lot of people. It stopped people from accomplishing their dreams and ambitions. Fear, it really is a cruel thing, especially for somebody who is a person that likes to stay to themselves and likes to do things alone, or just likes to just stay away from the big crowds. Over years of social conditioning that were met with negative reinforcement, such as trying to blend into certain friend groups and being rejected, trying to just be yourself in any type of social environment and people behaving badly towards you, being teased, being humiliated, being depleted and defeated and left with no type of strength. It absolutely hardens the negativity in your mind, and it creates fear. All of us have this sick, twisted sense of fear, this weird type of paranoia. But this paranoia is warranted. It's good because we've been burned before, we've been betrayed, and a lot of us have been backstabbed by people that we loved. And you develop this fear of, since you've been betrayed, you don't want to let nobody in anymore. Since you've been lied to, you've been abused physically, psychologically, spiritually, you just been going through it. So you kind of close yourself off to the world, and you kind of just either don't want to feel that feeling again, or you don't want to be bothered with just anything that can take you from a positive route, right? But what this fear does is, over time, it starts to kind of dictate us. It starts to kind of dictate our emotions. It dictates our moods, and it leads us to these negative energetic frequencies. And within these negative energetic frequencies, they invite other negative energetic frequencies. So if you get mad and you're in a bad mood and somebody asks you something, and you may respond to them in a very negative tonality, and that person responds back in an aggressive tone, now a fight's about to start. So it's why in this world you gotta try to raise your frequency. Don't rely on like just being scared and fearful. I know a lot of us are anxious for good reason, but don't be scared. Start trying to live outside your comfort zone just a little bit. Try to look at negative situations in life, even if they are orchestrated and rigged, and try to find something good about it. Just anything, even if you have to make it up. Just try to keep your mind on a high vibrational frequency, because once you start getting angry, getting sad, getting jealous, and having these dark emotional fluctuations, you are operating on a low vibrational frequency, which makes it easier for these entities to become your enemies, and makes it easier for them to, build the demiurge's realm up, or upkeep it. So we have to stay away from being scared all the time, or being fearful, being scared of rejection from girls, because we're already living the worst thing. Like, that's what's crazy, is like a lot of us are living people's worst fears. Like, the life that we live, a lot of us, is people's nightmares. They couldn't imagine going through the things that we've been through. But what they don't understand is that it hardens our soul and it hardens our spirit. So when we pass away and we have to face those astral hells, and even if we do escape the demiurge's, realm, even if we do pass the demiurge's 7 gates and we get past the demiurge and we try to go to the pleroma, there's still the canoma. There's still the pitch black abyss out there. And you got abyssal storms. You got giant cosmic abyssal horrors. You got abyssal waters, abyssal winds, and all types of things out there to try to get to the pleroma. You're not going to just be teleported to the pleroma. You're going to be thrown into a pitch black abyss after you leave the demiurge's realms, and you're going to have to navigate that abyss by yourself to get to the pleroma. I know that sounds scary and it sounds like, what the hell, but that's just what it is, according to Gnosticism. So the stronger souls and the stronger spirits have a higher chance, right? We have to be strong in this world, and we have to start operating on high vibrational frequencies. And you have to start cutting off people in your life who cause problems. If anybody in your life brings problems to you, they bring chaos, they bring all types of negative things towards your life, you have to cut these people off. You can't be bothered with nobody who's been in your family your entire life and they're jealous of you. That's a person you can't trust. That's somebody that will spit in your food and tell you, oh, here's a chili dog. And they know they did something to it. And then they'll ask you, oh, did you eat it? Just to see, and then they'll go on the phone with their friend and laugh about it. That's not somebody you trust, somebody who you haven't done nothing to, and they spit in your food. Isn't that crazy? And you have people like that have smoke for you in your own family. People who, they're scared to say something to your face, right? Because they know they'll probably get punched in it. So they'll do these little passive aggressive things. It's like, in this world, we have to be above these negative energetic manifestational frequencies that seem to vibrate on these low energies, because these energies are designed to waste your time. They're not going to lead to any productive argument, any productive action, any productive anything. When somebody in your own family has decided to make you their enemy, there's nothing you can do about that. This person has chose to make you an enemy for whatever reason. There's nothing you can do. All you can do is just focus on making sure that your life has nothing to do with that person's life. And to make sure that you keep on raising your vibrational frequencies to try to be happy every single day, even if you have to go on an adult explicit site. You should try to make yourself happy. Get your favorite food, listen to your favorite music, do something that raises your vibrational frequency so we can stay high, and try to keep it there. But you got to understand, because of the negative energetic manifestational frequencies that the demiurge always tries to get, there's always going to be problems and obstacles in your life. But you have to, even if you have these problems, you have to stay strong. No matter what, guys, no matter what, gentlemen. I know it's hard. I know it's easier to sometimes just capitulate and fall into depression and despair. But a lot of us, man, we got something special about us. There's something the way our mind functions. There's something about our voice. There's something about, how we create. There's something that's magnetic about us, and it attracts people to us, because this is something you can't get anywhere else. We may not have the views, we may not have the numbers, but we have the soul and we have the spirit, right? And soul and spirit is worth more than any materialistic possession or object in this existence. A lot of us have been through hell in life. We've been through all types of situations that can induce fear, that can induce psychological anxiety, that can induce anger, that can induce any type of emotion that's negative, that's a low vibrational frequency. We all been through it. We all been through these different types of emotions. You get a brand new Xbox and you try to turn it on and the damn thing won't turn on. Boom, there's fear in your heart. There's anxiety. Oh crap, blah, 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 I just waste my money, blah, 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 You get your DoorDash order, you go to the damn door and your order's gone. You're like, what the hell happened to my DoorDash order? And there's nobody in sight. Nobody. Just like 5 minutes ago, though, you heard kids playing outside or something like that. You go to the bathroom and use the bathroom and your food is gone. You're like, damn. Yeah, that happens because this world's a hell realm. Especially if you really, really wanted it. Sometimes the more you want it, the more it gets taken away. You ever notice that? So that's what I noticed too. Is like whatever you put your energy and your attention in, it can manifest. Like right now, I'm working on an anime. I know, I can't wait to show you guys though. But I'm working on an anime right now. And this anime is kind of like a slice of life, kind of quirky, but it has a very, very unique premises. I don't want to say it just yet because it's very unique. And I'm planning on making, I just love creating. I'm planning on making like a whole little short little storybook first, and then doing like a little manga, something like that. I don't know how to draw though, so I don't know how I'm gonna do the images, but I definitely can do all the writing. I already got pretty much the writing pretty much done, and this little anime is just fun. It's like, because I watch so much anime, I was like, hell, I can make my own damn anime. Why not make my own fucking anime? Why not? Express my creativity and express my creative ability, right? I think we all should do that. We all should be making music. We all should be making videos. We all should be making books, writing books, because that raises our vibrational frequency and it gets us closer to the pleroma. The pleroma where the vibrations are perfect and the vibrations are right, rather than in this dimension where the vibrations are all screwed up and the world's designed to make you feel low. That's why the rent's high, the inflation is high, why you're always around negative people who target you, people who torment you, people who attack you. It's like you go down the street and you're going to see somebody watering their grass. They're going to look at you and frown. You're like, what the hell? But a normal person, they'll look at and wave at. But you, they look at and frown. Then you start to wonder, is it because of my skin color configuration? Is it because of what I'm wearing? Is it because of my hair? No, it's because the demiurge did that on purpose because he knew that will make you sad in that exact moment. You have monitoring spirits that monitor you. You have spirits where their objective is to monitor you, to watch you, because you're somebody of divine light. You're somebody that can break free and wake up the matrix, which makes you a danger to the system, which is why you have, all types of things happen to you. Because you're a chosen one. You're a chosen spirit. Look at what you're going through in life. You're going through things that most people couldn't even imagine, and you're surviving it, and you're prospering, and you're thriving, and you're still creating. That shows you how resilient the divine spark is. That shows you how persistent divinity is when it wants to create. It can create in the depths of the abyss, in the depths of hell. We can create music. We can make videos. We can do all this while we're homeless with nothing, and we still can keep going. So it shows other people, like, what's their excuse? You have a home, you have this, you have that, nobody messing with you, none of that, and you still can't make videos daily or make videos every other day or whatever, or just try to, give people what they want. People like your channel, you give them what they want. You know how hard it is to build a fucking audience on YouTube? It's not easy. You got to grind and you got to go hard every single time, right? It's not easy. It won't be handed to anybody, And then once it's handed to you, it doesn't mean anything either, because it's like you're going to be a millionaire from making YouTube videos unless you get extremely lucky. But it's not about the money. It's about the freedom of creation. I like making videos simply because I get to express myself, right? I get to just talk. I just get talk. I just talk as if I'm talking to the homie. Like we're in the room right now. Just got a bowl here. We're about to hop on Call of Duty. Maybe play some Gears of War. Maybe order some pizza and some Sprite and some root beer or something, and just chill out. That's how I approach my videos, like I'm talking to the homie. That's just how I approach them, So I'm a little bit more open and raw and authentic because that's just. So we have to face our fears. We got to face things that are bringing us down. We have to, because when you pass away, all your fears are going to come upon you. So if you're scared of ghosts, start watching more ghost shit. Like if you're scared of if you're scared of water, start watching those videos where they have those underground sewers where you see the water fill up and go in, and watch anything that terrifies you, because whatever terrifies you in the spirit world can instantly manifest before you when you go inside these astral hells and these evil projections that the demiurge is going to put you through in order to make you submit, just so you can get your negative energetic manifestational frequency called Lush. Interesting, is it? Right? But when you pass away, it's not going to be some pleasant experience. It's going to be horrifying. It's going to be terrifying. You're going to, the purpose is to get you to reincarnate again, not to get you to go past the 7 gates and get past the demiurge. And even if you get past the demiurge, there's still a pitch black abyss that you have to navigate. There's abyssal terror. So there's beings that are so big in the abyss, like outside the demiurge's reach, like the abyss, before you get to the pleroma, like the abyss we're in. There's cosmic beings out there that can just open their mouth and devour an entire a galaxy. That's how big some of these entities are. They're abyssal cosmic terrors. These are called the terrors of the abyss. And some of these things are ancient, eons old. They swallowed the bodies of dead gods, fallen worlds, destroyed universes, realms, and dimensions. These beings, when they pass by, they don't just destroy gods by just swallowing them. Their very existence, there's the sheer magnitude of these beings when they go around dimensions and universes that are ordered and structured. The sheer magnitude and size and the gravity these beings bring, because they devour other terrors of the abysses, and they devour other gods and other things. Just when these things go by a dimension, it breaks all the spiritual rules of that dimension. So up means down. So it just twists it. So if up means up and down means down, it'll go up means down and down means up, and then go be even on that, because these abyssal terrors have been around for a while. right? Even before the demiurge, the God of the Bible was created, they were roaming the pitch black abyss. And then you have other things. You have cosmic storms, and then you have what's called abyssal anomalies. And some of these abyssal anomalies, some of them contain the screams of dying gods. So when these gods get devoured by these abyssal terrors, they scream because they know what's happening to them. They know that their consciousness as a god is about to be destroyed. The void is filled with all types of advanced civilizations and destructions of spiritual occupants. It's crazy. Like the abyss we're in, it's filled with abyssal cosmic terrors. And the demiurge managed to carve out a small piece for himself and put like an energy beam around it. But what's powering this energy beam is our souls and our terror. That's why the demiurge needs us to a low vibrational frequency. He needs us to produce loose because he takes this energy and helps uphold his realm while he's surrounded in a pitch black abyss with abyssal winds and abyssal terrors out there. It's how he holds his abyss up, right? But what I'm saying is that people like us in this position and people that have a divine spark and people that have intelligence about themselves and people that are mature, because after a certain age, you have to mature. You have to mature spiritually, You can't be a full-grown man still doing childish type of shit. That doesn't pay off. Like, you have to understand spiritual maturity. And what spiritual maturity is, you learn that all the fighting and fussing and cussing and going back and forth with people is not worth it. It's a waste of your time, and it's designed to waste your time in limited time on earth that you have to get your mind right so you can prepare what you're going to face after you pass away, right? And one of the most darkest hells one of the most darkest abysses or astral hell realms made by the demiurge is with Abaddon. Yeah? Who's Abaddon? Abaddon is the angel of the abyss. Abaddon was the one where the demiurge told him, go and get the clay, and we're going to use that clay and make human beings from it. And the clay, like our bodies are from the clay of the abyss. This is why they say we're made out of stars. They're not lying. Like we're made out of dead stars. They're not lying. The demiurge took the abyssal clay, which is the abyss of dead stars, dead gods, whatever you want to call it, and then they took that and they formed us. Right, but one of the only angels that could hold it, because this abyssal clay is actually toxic to the archons. Like they can't really physically touch it. It's toxic to them, at least at this period of time. And the only one who could touch it was Abaddon. He became the angel of the abyss or the angel of death. That's Abaddon. And if you go to his astral hell, he's at the very, very, very bottom, the bottom of the demiurge's heavens. And a lot of us are going to be sent to Abaddon. Like I know when I die, I'm getting sent to Abaddon. Abaddon, his realm is pitch black, dangerous. You're going to have abyssal fire, storms, monsters, demons that you can't imagine. You're going to have pitch black abyssal cyclone winds that Abaddon can throw you in and just keep spinning you around in the pitch dark. He can have a deep abyssal ocean with a big old abyssal dragon to come before you and swallow you whole. And then inside of its stomach, you're being torn apart in your spirit form, getting ripped in half and screaming. Like this is what awaits us who know the Gnostic truth, and we stand firm and we go against the demiurge. He will send you to hell because he's trying to get you to. It's not just one hell of fire and flame. There's different types of astral hells. There is a hell where it's just fire and brimstone and lake of fire. Yes, there is a dimension like that. And there's a dimension of the pillars of fire and all that. Yes, there's dimensions like that, but there's other dimensions. And these dimensions are customized to your fear. They customize to the frequency of your fear. When you pass away, you're still retaining a bit of your consciousness. The goal of them is to get you to destroy your consciousness, to destroy your mind so the divine spark can be so scared and terrified, it sheds off its divine light. Then they take that divine light and use it to uphold the realms. Because remember, the God of the Bible, he was born into an abyss. He was born into an abyss with abyssal winds and abyssal terrors and all that. The only reason why he calmed the wind, remember in the Bible it says, and the Lord walked upon the waters of the abyss and the deep and the dark. That's what it means. He was walking upon that abyss and he had that light. But at the time he was just born, so he had the light of his mother Sophia still in him. Now that light has been weakened. He's not as strong as he once was. This is why this God needs to put us in constant torment, constant pain, and constant agony. We have to fight this. We are strong. Guys in this position, guys in this situation, you are some of the most strongest men on the planet. Yes, you are. And you should feel proud about that because you understand what pain is. You understand what agony is. You understand what resilience is, what persistence is, what focus is. But stop paying attention and trying to watch some enemies. If people don't like you, fuck them. That's their business. You don't have no business being bothered by people who don't fuck with you. They don't fuck with you, fuck them. Mind your business and keep doing your thing, man. You keep being persistent, resilient, and you keep doing your thing. Don't be bothered with nobody. Don't beef with nobody. Don't start nothing with nobody. Mind your business and stay focused. The demiurge always sends his agents to try to distract you and destroy you. You don't have no, like, who cares? These people are nothing. These entities, these beings, and these spirits are nothing. You are somebody that's unique. You are a unique being, a unique divine spark from the infinite. You have to understand that. Even if we have to roam in the darkness with the abyssal terrors. The abyssal terrors, what the hell are those? The abyssal terrors are unknown, you know? What I mean by unknown, their numbers are unknown. But these are ancient beings that are eons and eons years old that, kind of like the demiurge, a lot of these are half broken thoughts of real gods and other types of pleromas and other dimensions, and they're thrown into this abyss. Remember, we're in an abyss. We're in a super, like, this whole galaxy, this whole universe is inside of a supermassive black hole. That's called the Konoma. That's called the abyss. And the demiurge created his heavens. He carved a piece of his heavens out of this abyss. So the only reason why he's keeping us trapped here because he lost his power. He lost that light that he once had when he blew into the man Adam, the first man, and then animated the man. So he's running out of power. That's why you see, okay, rent, the inflation is going wild. All this is going wild. It's to get us to produce the loosh, because if we don't produce the loosh, then those abyssal winds, those abyssal terrors, those abyssal storms will come in and destroy his realm and allowing us to pretty much, try to get to the pleroma without going through his soul trap matrix. Picture this: we're in a pitch black. Imagine being at the bottom of an ocean, and we're inside of a submarine, and the captain of the submarine is the demiurge, and we're inside the submarine, and our goal is to get out of the submarine and into the pitch black water and try to get to the surface. And we're about a million feet or a billion or a trillion feet at the bottom of the ocean, and there's monsters, there's giant electric eels. Like that's what I mean by what the abyss is. Now imagine the spiritual version of what I just said. Imagine the spiritual version of a pitch black abyss. That's what we find ourselves in the spirit world, you know. And when Sophia made that mistake, she created an opening to the abyss from the pleroma. You see, even the pleroma is surrounded by the abyss. The abyss is yet to be conquered, which makes me question if the monad is the truest God, because the truest God would have conquered the abyss long ago. Or can the abyss be conquered? Or is the monad a piece of a God that fell to the abyss? We don't know. But if I get to the pleroma, I'm going to question the monad. I'm going to ask him respectfully, concisely, and precisely, and nicely. And I'm going to ask him, what's going on? Because I want to know. Because this is a scary world we live in, bruh. But we can't live in fear. We got to raise our vibrational frequency, gentlemen. Stop thinking that that you're not attractive. Even if you are not attractive, still have some type of pride about yourself. At least know that you survived things that most men wouldn't survive. And those guys who are, saying, oh, he doesn't get women or that, whatever, who cares? Let them tease you. Let your brother tease you. Let them mock you and talk crap about you. Who cares? Just focus on getting your money, and then you may have to get a lady of the night, whatever. But who cares what people say? Who cares what people think? Who cares how the world looks at you? You have to care about yourself, and you have to stay focused on yourself. Because when you pass away, there's no one going to be there but yourself. When you face those abyssal terrors, when you face Abaddon in that pitch black astral realm, and you see a giant, it'd be a giant. Like you guys ever played God of War, and you seen that big giant snake? You have something big like that come before you and open its mouth at you and try to pull you in and suck you in, try to scare you, try to breathe fire at you, try to throw you in an abyssal whirlpool. You better be prepared when you pass away. It is not a game. The spirit world is not a game, and hell is very real. Don't let nobody tell you different. Oh, there ain't no such thing as no hell. They'll be sitting there screaming, being tormented, being loosed. It's not a game. You better gain that gnosis and gain that spiritual knowledge now while you're alive. It's not a game. This world that we're in is designed to break us. This is a very terrifying situation. We got to live a life of frustration and annoyance, a life of meticulous pain and agony, a life of abomination. We got to live an entire existence being shitted on, only for us to pass away and go through a freaking hell realm. Got to get past 7 gates and learn 7 codes. That's bullshit. I'd rather just do an abyssal ice beam, electric thunder blast, and blast to any angel or archon that comes within my sights. You know, I wish I could just do it like that. Be a spiritual John Wick, be a spiritual Max Payne, you know, be a spiritual Kratos from God of War. I'm tired of being mistreated by the Archons and the Demiurge and their evil plots and plans. And, you know, it's just ridiculous because it's stunting creativity and human ingenuity. You know, look at all these video games, bro. Like, have you guys seen Halo Campaign Evolved? That game sucks. Like, bro, who would want to play that? That's like made for like it's made for people that are just not that I don't think played the original Halos. Yeah, that's a better way of putting that. Yeah. So if you played the original Halos, it's called Halo Combat Evolved. Combat Evolved. Now it's called Campaign Evolved. What the hell? You know? And then they just nerfed it. It's just like, this is the creativity and ingenuity that they had. They could have just made a brand new entire Halo game and actually put some soul, some heart and thought into it. But after the last Halo game, Halo Infinite, that was a disaster. That game sucked. You know, out of all the Halo games, Halo Infinite has to be the worst one. It was terrible. You know, the last Halo game that I really enjoyed had to be, I want to say Halo 3, but Halo 3 is to me that they start kind of falling off a little bit of Halo 3, but it was way better than these new Halos. But my favorite Halo, I would say this, my favorite Halo to play, single player has to be the original, right? And my favorite Halo to play multiplayer is Halo 2, of course. Halo 2, my God, man. How many of you guys were old enough to be back in the days when Halo 2 was popping, when everybody was playing Halo 2? This is before Call of Duty and any of that. People were on Halo, you know? Before Call of Duty got really, really, really big, you know? Then Call of Duty overtook that, right? And Call of Duty's still in the top. And then that's another thing. Look at Call of Duty. Where's the creativity? Where's the human spark? Where's the divine spark? Where? Have y'all seen that new Call of Duty, the beta? I'm not going to even play the beta. It's trash. I like, this is the new Call of Duty that people are getting excited about. It looks the exact same as the last Call of Duty and the last one before that and the last one in the last 10 years. It's just aesthetic changes, but it's the same shit. It's the same, look, what's it called? Engagement optimized matchmaking, where the game's not playing fair. You can aim at somebody in Call of Duty and you can fire first in Call of Duty, and there's little algorithms in the background that determine if your hit hits, how much damage it does, and all that. And then that person can turn around and just melt you in 2 seconds. And you think that, damn, what did I do? You didn't do anything wrong. The game is playing you. They have advanced algorithmic platforms and subsystems and systems running in the background of the game. So you're literally getting played by the game. You will pop somebody first in Call of Duty and still lose the gunfight. And then they know just enough. They know just, they watch your play skills. They know, okay, if you get mad, so they'll let you get a couple of free, eliminations. And then after that, boom, like, come on, this new Call of Duty. If you go like, because I usually play, sometimes I play hardcore search and destroy. And let's say you pop off the first round and you go like 3-0, like pretty much neutralize the other team. Then the next thing you know, before you even turn the corner, they pop. I'm like, come on, bro, this is cheating. It's all this cheating. People cheating cards. So it's just bull crap. What I'm saying is that all these new games, even the Star Wars, all this connects, man. It's all the same shit. They're trying to imitate the human spirit. They're trying to imitate the human soul without having soul themselves. That's wicked, that's evil, that's sadistic. These beings are soulless beings. They're parasites. And a parasite feeds off of something that provides light, something that provides life. That is that's the total definition of a parasite. Something that feeds off of something else and takes that life from that being just to sustain itself. That's exactly what the demiurge is, right? So we gotta take that into consideration, man. Yeah, crazy world, crazy realm. I wish we all could find happiness and just find success in this world. We gotta face abyssal terrors, demonic horrors, and cosmic nightmares when we pass away. Try to enjoy life the best way you can, because this iteration of yourself is rare and it's unique and it will never happen again. This version of yourself that you are now, you can never ever be that person again. One day you're going to pass away, and the only thing that's going to be left behind is whatever you created, your legacy. It's part of the reason why I make so many videos, is because one day I'm not going to be able to make videos anymore. I'm not going to be physically able to. Then at least I'd have hundreds of videos of when my mind was right or going through certain things, they're there. So when I pass away, there's always be some piece of me in this dimension. You know, to me that's special. It's almost like a digital immortality in a way. Indeed.